in a different way. Because even when we describe it that way, it sounds like something
We
may
have
now
to do, right.
And in viewing it that way, what's happening is we're going to try to implement a system to bring it about. So what I would say to you is surrender, to use your language, is something that happens to you when you behold yourself as being crucified with Christ on the cross, right? As you behold yourself as being crucified with Christ, you'll see, your heart will begin to believe that I'm dead to the world and the world to me, right? And then what'll happen is you'll be left, if I'm dead to the world and the world to me, then guess what happens? Your conversation with God begins to be about whatever world you're alive to.
Yeah.
Consider yourself dead to sin and alive to God. And so as you behold yourself crucified with Christ, what that'll do is you'll start consider yourself dead to the life that's in the world. You no longer think of it as your life. You think of you're alive to God. His life is my life. Right. So now when you begin talking with God, you begin talking about your life. Yeah. Well, if his life is your life, then what life are you talking about when you talk to God about your life? Right? Exactly. And so that's what will happen to you. And so what I would say to you, if you feel like you're in the place where you won't surrender, you're not surrendering, or you don't trust, it's not that you don't trust, it's that you haven't been put to rest yet. And so God's the one that puts to rest. And so what you want to do is have your mind and your ears, whichever way you want to look at it, your eyes, your ears, your hearing, you want to be seeing yourself crucified with Christ. And if you think, I don't even know what that means, then you want to ask God, what does it mean that I was crucified with Christ? And Paul come and said, I was crucified to the world and the world to me. Right? What does that mean? That will put you to rest. That will bring forth rest in you. God will put you to rest through that revelation. Right? Because what will eventually end up happening inside of you is you'll say, I'm dead to death. Well, if you believe you're dead to death, guess what you're going to stop doing? Laboring and toiling.
Yes.
Well, if you're not laboring and toiling, guess what you're doing? You're resting in God. Trust. Right? You're trusting in God. So God comes to put us to rest. The way he puts us to rest is by speaking a word to us that says we're dead to death. We're dead to the death that's in the world. Right?
Right.
We're dead. The life that's in the world, I call the life that's in the world death. Just so people, for my own self. You know why? Because when I hear that the life the world can offer me is death, guess what happens?
You don't want it.
I find I don't want it.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? And so then I find that my mind is on the kingdom of God and not the world. Because the world doesn't come and serve you a plate full of death. That's not what it does. It comes and serves you a plate that looks like good for food.
Yeah.
It looks like it's good for food.
Yeah.
Look underneath.
Right. And so it looks like it's good
Look
for
at the
food.
ingredients.
Right?
Read the label. I was listening to a video of yours like from years ago, and you had a great point about where we are citizens. Like, and you were talking about the tax. It was like this world is taxing you. I don't even freaking live here. Why? Like, what do I care? I don't have a house here. Why do I need to pay taxes?
That's it.